Hey everybody, how's it going? Brando here. Well, it's another day and more drama with the neighbors. Yesterday, I helped a buddy out just move some old antique car parts from his relative's barn to his shop, my buddy's shop, or garage. And then I also offered a little space in my garage for him to put some of the stuff because he was running out of space. But yeah, we were working on that yesterday. But before I left in the morning, I put a note on the rock, which I'm naming, I've named Brando's Rock, because it sits about 3/4, of the way on my property. And no one was around at the Fulvios all day because I came home and said note was still on the rock. Well, about 15 minutes after me and my buddy got to my house here and we were unloading the truck, Fulvio 2 pulls in. And yeah, I'll show you what's up. Now, for some context, here's what I had going on behind my shop a few days ago. Okay, that's my these blocks I'm putting here to reinforce the ground behind my shop, especially this back corner. It drops down quite a bit, and I don't want the concrete slab breaking. So I'm just going to extend this down to about here, and it still provides plenty of room for them to get by with the tractor, and they'll be even crossing over on my land still a little bit. So now this is the point of contention right here. This freaking rock. 3/4 of it sits on my property line. It's pretty much like the line goes like that. There's a easement they get to use behind my shop, but there's no width specified. Just as long as they can get to their grapes, it's all good. The tractor, and they'll be even crossing over on my land still a little bit. So that is that. Yeah, because I got about 8 foot to the corner, so this is actually probably pretty close to the line, but it's going to be covered by dirt. So I just wanted to show this kind of as it is right now. I'm trying to get it as straight as possible, but in the event the Fulvios throw a temper tantrum and throw shit around, I just want to have what it looked like before. Premonition. These guys are so fucking predictable. Now, I didn't know they were going to go I didn't think Fulvio 2 was going to go totally apeshit like he did yesterday for basically what amounts to a piece of paper on his stupid freaking rock. Well, I guess it's my rock. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 3/4 on my property. So 9/10 of 3/4 is 67.5%. That rock's mine. So here is the note I put on the rock. Now people will say, "Oh, you're provoking them by putting this on their rock." Well, they started it. No, but really, wouldn't they be provoking me by putting, and they have this rock right on my property? What the frick, man? How am I supposed to respond to that? And I thought this was, as far as not retaliation, but just things I could do, this was pretty benign. I don't want to do anything. I thought about painting. I thought about knocking it over, stupid shit like that. But honestly, I got so much against these guys. I don't want to ruin any of my chances in court. We're going to see our lawyer on Monday, and like I said, this was pretty benign. It's a sheet of paper with it's stuck on there with mailing tape. There's no tape residue left on that rock. It takes one hand to just rip that off real quick. Realistically, probably just 2 fingers. So it's not a big deal. It's just, I wrote it in the 3rd person. So there's this anonymous graffiti artist, yeah, he's around. I don't know him because, well, look at his name, anonymous. It is what it is. Basically, it's, yeah, I will be painting Brando's Rock unless it's moved off his property. Signed, anonymous graffiti artist. I don't know who this guy is. But anyways, all joking aside, this yellow line, this spray paint, well, it used to be spray paint and then it's a little weathered now, but right here you can see there's a property pin knocked over carelessly when they just, last year when they mowed everything down. knocked it over. So this is out of skew. Actually, it's not this far left. It's probably half the distance between the tree and this line is where the marker is. It's about right in there, but you get the idea. Now, the corner of those bricks is probably pretty close to the line. And they actually called the town of Palm for it, and they came down yesterday, and I think they were going to come down anyways because of my vehicles. I'm sorry, not yesterday, the day before, so on the 11th. The zoning officer came down, and they had called them about this, and they're calling it a fence. I'm like, no. And I even asked the zoning officer, I'm like, well, what's the rules for a fence that's underground? And he's like, a fence that's underground? I'm like, yeah, because it's not a fence at all. It's just to reinforce the soil so it doesn't erode any further, and the concrete slab just end up cracking because there's nothing underneath to support it. And I was like, well, maybe move the corner in. I was like, all right, fair enough. You know, it's going to be covered by dirt anyways, but yeah, I'll move it in. And I was going to move it in a little bit. I realized it was maybe over just a little bit. And why I didn't bring up a bigger point about this rock, I don't know. Just one of those caught in the moment things. I mentioned something about the rock being like on our property, but I didn't push the issue, and I really should have. Because for them to call this row of bricks a fence, get the hell out of here, man. Hey, and there's me. We're going to put me aside for a minute. And I guess I can hang out here. I'll go about right here, maybe. In the yard. Now, I'm going to start with this one, this one. It's going to be hard to get all these, keep them in sync. Because motion's triggered at different times on different cameras, so when motion isn't triggered, it only records a frame like every 5 seconds, I think. Okay, there's me coming over with the air tank. Because I just wanted to blow off some of these boxes of parts we brought in. Because they were dusty. They were in a barn. You know, blow the dust off them. Alright, there's food. I'm way ahead on that one. Shit. Alright, so 47, 55. Alright, so we got there. Yeah, 55. Racing up the driveway. Okay, here he is. Got out of his truck. Alright, so he's walking down the driveway. Now, let me pause this. Because you can see him. Okay, he rips the sign up right there, and then he chucks it. Right into, actually, my neighbor's probably the, well, I'm not going to name drop, but yeah, my neighbor's, my other neighbor, not these fools. So he goes down and checks his mail. Now I have another sign down here. It's like right here. He doesn't rip that up yet because I think he sees me and my buddy out in the driveway. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's a piece of paper on a rock. Like, chill the frick out. It's like, if anything, I should have gotten, like, way more, like, bent out of shape for them putting that rock there to begin with. Okay, that's him throwing this, okay, the piece of paper. Which is no big deal. I expected that. Now he slams his door. Now he's, like, out for more. So there he goes. He goes ripping up the sign and then chucks it in my ditch. And then he's going, like, doing something weird with his truck. Like, okay, so up here is, that's way ahead. Okay, there's my buddy leaving right at 4, right? Yeah. So then, yeah, he backs up and then he pulls forward. And he's not supposed to park there, and he knows that freaking pisses me off, and I think that's the only reason he did it. So, yeah, he leaves it there. He's, like, going back and forth occasionally. I can see him walk to his truck a couple times. Because, yeah, you'll see, he's, like, he starts pacing around his truck. Okay, so here he comes. He's behind his truck. He's pacing now. Now watch this. Okay, this one's that. Yeah, don't worry about these, I guess. These are, well, actually, this one could probably forget about. But this one, he'll come again. But, yeah, he's just standing there. And it's like he's trying to, like, hype himself up or something. Or he's looking at my bricks and just getting more pissed off or something. I don't know, man. This guy's, like, totally unstable. I did not feel comfortable. Like when Kate, I was like waiting outside when Kate got home, because I didn't feel comfortable. Okay, real quick, you can, oh shit. Yeah, the camera didn't pick it up too well, but I got another video of what happened there. Yeah, I'll pull up the other video. But yeah, he basically, and then he goes over to my, cones, just like his old man with the fence in May. Just throws shit around like a big baby, a big temper tantrum. And actually, over here, you see me just, I was walking out, I was going to record him, but I decided to turn around. I'm like, man, this guy's like, he's unstable. And it was just me at home, and Kate wasn't home, and I didn't have anyone to like call 911 in case shit got like out of hand, which I had a feeling it would have. But yeah, this guy's all over the place, man. I don't trust him. And then, like, as soon as Kate got home, like, I made sure we walked in, I locked the door behind me, I would close the garage door, we locked everything, we were like on lockdown. But yeah, here he is over here. He just throws the other cone, and I think I'm still in the yard. He must have seen me. I didn't see him, but you can see my shadow going across the yard. So I'm walking out in the yard like he, yeah, I don't know. He had to have seen me. I didn't see him at that point in time. I heard a thump with the cone hitting the ground behind me, and I turned around, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I just kept walking because I just, like I said, I didn't trust this dude at all. Now, keep in mind, this is for putting a note on his rock that he put on my property to begin with. So, is it justified? I mean, come on, man. Because, yeah, you can see him just pacing. Like, he keeps looking back at those bricks. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because this cast is already taking too long. It's too bad it's not. And these guys said, like, I had a high, like, resolution, like, security cameras. So it's like, I wish I could see his facial expression, but it's funny. You can see that his shadows being cast on his truck. Because, I mean, it was getting close to sunset. And, yeah, he's just heaving and hoeing. So, yeah, in pretty much 2 minutes, he tore up what I did in about an hour and a half. What pisses me off is, like, because I took time, like, even cutting some of those bricks with my angle grinder and a masonry cutting disc. It's not like I just threw them on the ground and just, half-assed. I took some time putting those in there. And here's a video of the other night, me doing that. So I was scoring the edge, and then that thing was kicking up so much dust, too. But I just wanted them to be, like, flush, because a couple of the bricks had, like, they were broken. They were a little jagged on the edge or whatever. So yeah, this was at the end of the day. It was like 6 o'clock in the evening. It's not like midnight or anything, because Fu2 said the other night that I did this in the middle of the night. No, it was like 6 o'clock in the evening. I was outside since like 4 o'clock that day in the morning, like 4 a.m. and it's 6, so that's 14 hours just being out there trying to get shit done. And yeah, I was freaking pooped. And I've been meaning to do this. I had these bricks laying around anyways, just trying to make use of what I had. Fulvio, pretty much, I think, is still throwing around bricks, and then he'll come into view in a few seconds here. I'm glad he actually came into view because you can see, all right, for sure, that's him back there throwing the bricks around. Because I don't have a camera behind my shop. I should. But yeah, I hope he feels better. But him and his old man are the same way. They throw these little temper tantrums. Oh, and then, oh, this is freaking... Just like cherry on top. Yeah, take that, you little cone. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What can I say about this dude? He is crazy, and we were going to call the cops yesterday, and we didn't. Kate had a rough day at work, and she just wanted to chill. I mean, actually, she was like more probably leaning towards calling the cops than me. Usually it's the other way around. Usually I'm the one that's like, listen, we got to like document it, just get a report in. But I mean, I was kind of pooped too. We were moving all those antique those boxes and stuff all day, me and my buddy. And then, look, that guy's still freaking back there. Pacing. Anyways, and plus I didn't have the videos all like together to like show the officer, and I just wanted to get that together and just go through, see what I had. And I knew that was going to take an hour or two. It actually took a few hours just to go through and see what was what. But, yeah. Upon seeing what I saw this morning, though, this is what the Fu2's left behind my shop. Fulvio 2, I'm pressing charges. Yeah, definitely. This is just absurd. Like, they don't have rights to go all the way over here. It's totally on my land. These guys. That light was already out. He didn't do that. And he had to throw some bricks here. Because it's a big baby. Maybe he like brushed up against the Jeep and knocked out, but it was mailing tape on he didn't break that. No, sorry, I broke it. Anything. And then yeah, he had to throw the cones. No big deal there. It's just more of him just being a big baby. But come on, what a fucking dick. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. But I mean, look at this. It's like a bomb went off. It's just disappointing. That's all I got for this. So, yeah, that's just another episode of the Fu2's on temper tantrums and making us feel unsafe in our home. Yes, I do admit maybe I was in the wrong a little bit. I maybe shouldn't have put this freaking note on the rock, but they shouldn't have put the rock there to begin with. Whatever. See it.